Okay, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Daniel Smith Neutral Tint. This is a brand new color for me. I've not ever tried neutral tint before, so go ahead and label this pan. Then we'll get started. Let's see, what is the pigment? Is M Black, PB6, Quinacridone Violet, PV19, Phthalo Blue. But I'm going to go ahead and pour that in there. I just love putting new paint in pans. Alright. We're going to let that is kind of gooey. Really is. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to set that to the side and label this. So I will be right back. Here we go. Daniel Smith Neutral Tint. I've already pre-wet this. And I just want to go in to see how this moves in the paint. I've never tried this before. I do use a Payne's Gray on my palette. So, yeah. Ooh, this moves quite, it's not that bad. Pretty good. It doesn't move as good as like a phthalo or something, but okay. We've got our wash here. Let me just, I'm going to start going a little bit lighter on it. And kind of thinning that out. See how light we can get it. And then I'm going to do some color experimenting with mixes so I can see. I want to go just a little bit darker because I feel like this, there we go. Probably because I wet it. I could have went in on a dry, but I like to see personally how the paint moves. And then we'll see. We should leave it alone. Alright. Now I'm going to come down and do a couple of mixes. Well, the way I'm going to do my mix is more like really a glaze. So I want to lay down a couple of strips. And I'm going to go in of the neutral color. And then I want to go over the top. So here we're going to do, and I've got 3 colors I'm going to try with this. I want to try the lemon yellow. I want to see how good of a shadow and glazing over the top it allows me to do. So I'm just coming in here, and this is what I do every time I get a new paint color or palette. I come in and I play and I just test it out. So here I'm just getting me a little wash. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do 3 of them here so that I can get a good idea of how Now I've also been thinking maybe I should come in with the color first and then see what it is glazed over the top. So I may try it both ways because I'm really interested in how it mixes so that I can neutralize and put in shadows very conveniently. Grays are so easy to mix yourself, but I like having, like, I've really enjoyed the Payne's Gray. I never thought I would use it as much as I do, but it is probably one of my most used colors besides blue, which is my favorite color. So I thought I would get this and try it as a convenient color for possibly a contender in my travel palette. We will see. Because the Payne's Gray I have is a M gram. So that really, I mean, I could try it in my travel palette, but I'm in Texas. It's hot outside, and honey-based just may not be too good. So I'm going to play it safe, and I'm testing other brands to go in my travel palette. And I had never tried the neutral, so I thought, well, rather than buy another Payne's Gray in the Daniel Smith brand, which there's, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But economically, I wanted to try, I like how dark that got there. And this isn't the best quality paper. I'm working on the Canson Aquarelle. I'm sure it's somewhere in my Amazon favorites. You need to check that out in the link below. But you know, it's good for like journaling or paint playing. You know, it's great for this type of thing. So I'm gonna let that dry, and we'll be back. Well, actually, before I do that, before I let that dry, why don't I go in with my yellow and Daniel Smith lemon yellow, and then we'll see what it's like to glaze over the top of that as well. We could also come in and do a mix later. I'm not sure. I think I'm just gonna do like I did over there. Let's just do a strip, and we'll see how well that glazes. That is a beautiful yellow for sure. By Daniel Smith. And now we're gonna come in with a French Ultramarine by Daniel Smith. These are all gonna be Daniel Smith colors that I'm using here today for this little test. A little bit stronger. I just wanted to try this out with some of the common used colors and see what happens. Now I'm going to come in. This is the Quinacridone Rose by Daniel Smith. Beautiful color. Just keep it up here. And I have to come in a little bit stronger with this one because it's not a very strong color, but it's a beautiful color for sure. And I'm not worried about getting this exact. I have to remind myself that it's okay not to be perfect. Because if I didn't, I would never get anything published. Okay, so we're back and it's dry. And I am going to test out some of the liftability of this. So I'm just going to come over here and kind of give this a little scrub. And then dab it with my paper towel, just like that. And I can see that it's very liftable, isn't it? Oh yeah. Okay. Nice. Of course, liftability isn't just about the paint, it's also about the paper you use, but this paper seems to be doing okay with it. Now I want to go ahead and start my glazing. So I'm going to come in here with my yellow. And I want to see how well this will glaze over the top of this. So, and I don't want to drag it too much that way, but this is just an experiment here. It seems to really be lifting a lot. Mix, ooh, that's a pretty color mix it's making there. I think I might just let it do its thing there. Down the middle there. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm playing. This is what I do when I get new paint. I play. See how those mix together on the paper. There's several ways to mix paint. You can mix it on your palette, or you can let it mix together on your paper and let it do its thing. And I really enjoy that myself. Okay, I don't want too much water. Now let's see how. So that's when you glaze over the top of the neutral. Now let's see what happens if you use neutral over the top of, say, this. Let's see how that turns out. More water in there. Let's see how these mingle together. Okay. Let's see if there's gonna be a big difference. In the two. Oh, that's very interesting. I don't think I've ever done this experiment before, like which is better, to do it as an underpainting or to come in over the top of a color. So here we're going to go with our French Ultramarine. I'm going to get quite a bit of that. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to come out to the side here, come down, and then we're going to mix it in. I think that's a little bit better than The yellow got a little sloppy, but alright, so how does that glaze over the top? We shall see. I like that. That is so beautiful, y'all. I love that. Alright, now let's see what happens when we go in with the neutral. I mean, it kind of reminds me of a Payne's Gray, but just, oh wow, that's just really pretty. I'd say Payne's Gray is more of an indigo, and this has more of the purple undertones in it. I just love it. This turned out with some like green undertones, which that's gonna be really nice for foliage and stuff like that. Alright, so now we're gonna go over, come here. I want a little bit more. Oh, there we go. Thicker consistency. And then we're just gonna let the colors mingle here. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh, I really like that color combination together. That's beautiful. It's hard to tell before it dries, so I'm not going to judge which technique I like better. What happened? I always get carried away with my water, but that's the beauty of watercolor. You have these random drops, and that's okay. All right, I am not going to worry about that. Now we're going to come in here with our Quinacridone Rose. Beautiful color. Beautiful for mixes. And I'm going to come in pretty strong as I can with it, because I'm going to come down the side and then let it mingle. It's like if I was glazing over it. Okay. Interesting. It's not really mingling very much together here, so I'll get a bit more of it and kind of entice it a little bit. Oh, that's pretty. I like it. All right, last but not least, you know, I really am looking forward to painting a picture with this, because you really can only get so much information from swatches. You really need to get in there and paint something with it. So I'm going to paint something. And I've really been in the mood to paint some kind of seascape. Maybe because the weather is warmed up. All right, we're going to let that marry together and dry naturally so that we can see just how good the pigments interact together. Okay, so I thought I would do a little quick painting using the neutral tint and some primary colors, and come back with my final thoughts.
Don't bother, you said it's carried
So here we are. Now that it has dried, I really like how you can get really dark with it and then all the way to the light. So it's really good range of gradation. I really like the color mixes too. I have to say, I think I like the color over the neutral tint, so doing an underpainting. But the only downfall is it does lift very easily, so you have to be mindful of that when you are glazing. Make sure you let the underneath completely dry. I can't say, I mean, compared to like a Payne's Gray, I can see it taking the place of my Payne's Gray, because I can easily add tints to it and make it the shadow colors that I need it to be. So yeah, I'm more than pleased with this, and not for a spoiler alert, but this one is definitely going on my travel palette. So thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, because I do have lots more tutorials coming up, paint reviews, and of course, speed paintings as well. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you soon.